If she never calls or texts you first, it's not just how she is, it's a choice. And the way you react to that choice will decide if she respects you or slowly forgets you. Welcome to Dream in Motion today. I'll break down what you should really do when she never calls or texts first. Stay with me, because each step I'm about to share will protect your dignity, your peace of mind, and your time. 1. Stop rewarding her silence. Here's the biggest trap men fall into when a woman never calls or texts first. They compensate. You wait for her to reach out. Nothing happens, and you panic. So you step in. You send her a good morning text. You ask how her day is going. You call when she doesn't respond, and you keep doing it, thinking, if I stay consistent, she'll see my effort and finally value me. But that's not how it works. Every time you reward her silence with your presence, you teach her something dangerous. She doesn't need to try. She doesn't need to invest. She doesn't need to initiate, because you'll do everything for both of you. And here's the truth. Human beings don't value what they don't work for. Your attention stops being special. It becomes expected. So the first step is simple, but requires strength. Stop rewarding her silence. Don't text to fill the void. Don't call because she didn't. Let the silence exist. Because intentional silence makes noise, and trust me, she notice. 2. Match her energy. Relationships are mirrors. If you give more than you receive, that mirror cracks. Women don't lose interest because you're kind. They lose interest because the energy is lopsided. You're sprinting while she's barely walking. So here's the rule. Match her energy. If she texts, text back. If she calls, call back. If she invests, reflect it. But if she goes quiet, you don't break the silence to prove your loyalty. You don't chase her shadow. Matching energy isn't coldness, it's balance. And balance is what keeps attraction alive. 3. Reclaim your emotional control. Think about how many times you've stared at your phone, waiting for her reply. One notification decides whether you're happy or upset. That's how men lose themselves. Here's the truth nobody says out loud. The moment her replies control your emotions, you've given her power she never asked for. Women can sense when a man's mood depends on them, and instead of making her want you more, it pushes her away. Attraction comes from strength, not dependence. So take back control. Work out, read, build your career. Spend time with friends. Do anything that reminds you that your world is bigger than her messages. When you stop obsessing, she feels the shift. Suddenly, you're not as available, not as predictable, not as invested in her replies, and that makes her curious. 4. Let absence do the work. Here's something men forget. Nobody can miss what never goes away. If you're always there, always texting, always calling, she never gets the chance to feel your absence. And if she never feels your absence, she never appreciates your presence. Absence creates value. Pull back just enough to let her notice. Give her space to wonder. Let her feel the silence she's been creating. If she cares, she'll step forward. If she doesn't, you just saved yourself months of wasted energy. Either way, you win. 5. Test her interest. Sometimes you genuinely don't know where you stand. She replies, but never initiates. She talks, but never starts the conversation. So here's what you do. Stop being the one who always reaches out. Not to play games, but to see what she does when the responsibility is hers. If she cares, she'll step up. If she doesn't, she'll stay silent. And that silence is your answer. Actions reveal truth. If she wanted to talk to you, she would. 6. Raise your standards. If she never calls or texts first, and you keep holding on, the problem isn't her anymore. It's you. It's your standards. A man who values himself does not beg for attention. He doesn't tolerate neglect. He doesn't settle for crumbs and call it a connection. Raising your standards filters your life. The wrong women fall away. The right ones step forward. And here's the sign of the right woman. She doesn't make you wonder. She makes you feel chosen. Raise your standards, and everything changes. The truth. If she never calls or texts first, don't chase, don't beg, don't lower yourself. Instead, stop rewarding her silence. Match her energy. Reclaim your emotional control. Let absence do the work. Test her interest. Raise your standards. One of two things will happen. She'll step up, or she'll step aside. Either way, you win. If this message spoke to you, hit subscribe to Branifion and drop a comment below. Have you ever dealt with a woman who never texted first? Let's talk about it.